Well, folks, there's some things I'm just not very good at, and I still show you anyways, because I can stand to learn a thing or two, and I don't know, probably some of you guys can too, and then the folks that know how to do it out there can give us some pointers and hopefully improve. But today, I'm doing something I've never done before, and that is actually plowing a field. Now, I've tilled many a field, I've disced fields, never plowed, never turned soil like this before, and when you see the farmers doing it, they're doing it with big old tractors, but we've got a single bottom plow here doing it on a little tractor, just to see how it does. And it is a learning curve. And I think we did 4 rows, and I think by the 4th row, I was getting better at it. Not great, but you gotta listen to your tractor first of all. I mean, and there's a lot of strain going on when you're using a ground engaging tool like this one here. I was going too deep. I wanted to take a full depth pass with it, but it's just not going to happen with a small tractor like this. It just doesn't quite have enough oomph. And so I was trying to find a sweet spot there with it raised up a little bit, and you know, trying to make sure that it was level front to back. And I tweaked that with the hydraulic top link a little bit here and there, and I could tell that when I was going faster, it was really letting the sod and the soil kind of spill out and roll over like I think you want it to do. But there were times when it would bog down, and it was challenging to keep it going that constant pace, which I think is pretty visible in the video. Now, this patch of grass here is what we're going to turn into a food plot, or a part of a food plot here later this summer for the deer. We had Jeff Sturgis out with Whitetail Habitat Solutions, and we've been talking about him a bit, and that's a lot of what we're doing, is putting his plan into place out here with the intent of making it better deer hunting. And that's not for everybody, but that's one of the reasons I bought the property, and it's a lot of fun to kind of do this stuff. And so while my results today are probably not ideal, keep in mind it's my first time doing it, only 4 passes, and each pass is getting better, and I think it's going to make good results in the end here, turning this soil over. I don't know if it's ever been turned before. This was a pasture for cattle previously with the prior owner that lived here, and it's a good chance to try out a new tool with the Summit TX25 tractor. Ironcraft, we've been talking about them lately. They're a new partner manufacturer that we're working with, where you see something on their website, you can buy it through us. We're going to have it shipped right out to you. And this single bottom plow here really caught my eye. Get a decent amount of requests for a tool like this for smaller tractors. They make a double bottom or a 2-bottom plow as well. And so I was really curious to see how it works. A few things about this Ironcraft plow. One of the first things that I was looking for, a feature when I look for anything, is going to be if it's quick hitch compatible. And this was not quick hitch compatible, but the reason for that was legitimate. And so the reason it's not quick hitch compatible is that, well, that first row you're on level ground. You know, both the left and the right side, you're on level ground, that's just fine. But after that, you're putting your right tires down in that furrow that you had just plowed out, and so the tractor's leaning. And just the geometry of everything, you need to be able to offset and use your side lengths to rotate everything and get the plow level even though the tractor's out of level. It's kind of an awkward thing, but it makes sense once you visually see it happening. And so that's the reason it's not quick hitch compatible there. It is shear bolt protected. So if you whack something, you know, a big root or a big rock or something on the ground, it does have that shear bolt protection on there, so that will break right off and protect the rest of the 3-point hitch and the rest of the tractor from something catastrophic happening to it. We didn't have that happen here yet. I would be surprised if it does happen. We have pretty good soil that we're working with in our area in Southwest Michigan. And so it is rated for tractors in this horsepower range, you know, the 25 horsepower range that we're using on the Summit, but it is near the low end of that. And I think it's suitable for it as long as you're not taking a full depth pass with it. That's going to be where you're struggling down, and it's becoming really unusable at that point. They do make deeper plows as well, in both the single bottom and the 2-bottom plow on there too, so you can get different setups for different size machines out there to suit your needs. But you can see, similar to a long time ago when we used a Dirt Dog subsoiler, these tools that go down to the ground, they require a lot of horsepower. Not just that, but then the weight to get the traction to the ground as well. And even for that big 70-some horsepower tractor that we had pulling a 2-bottom subsoiler, it was just about everything it had to pull that thing along. And so it's not really a knock on the tractors, whether it's a big or a small one. It's just that It's just what you're asking it to do that's a big job for it in a more extreme scenario. Now we're going to be turning this area here into some greens, some brassicas and some buckwheat and some radishes and all that kind of stuff, and make it a big old food plot to draw the deer into the center of our property, and then kind of hunt the travel corridors that kind of come in from all the bordering properties around there. And you know, I could have just sprayed this off and disked and tilled it, but I wanted to try something new and see how it went, and I'm learning something different. And then someday the hope is to be able to master this tool, which is some tools are easier to use than others, and this one it's tough. It was tough to keep in a straight line on the first pass when there wasn't anything to follow along. The whole tractor kind of wanted almost turn sideways or angle a little bit. The subsequent passes were easier to follow that line because you're right down in that row following along. But man, it's not, it wasn't for the faint of heart, but it was a satisfying thing to do nonetheless. So I read somewhere online, because I don't know what I'm doing, that you should start in the middle of the area you want to plow up and then kind of work your way out from there, just around and around in a circle. And so I was like, all right, I'll go down in the middle of this and then do that. I'll just go around in a circle and work my way out from the center. But as soon as I got done with the first pass, I was like, this doesn't make any sense, because I'd have to go over that huge mound and that whole row there that is plowed. And so in hindsight, I think I should have started on the outside and then just worked my way over from, I guess, what, the right to the left. But I think in my mind, you have to always come back and start at the other end, unless you just started, well, you could work your way outside in, I suppose, couldn't you? You work your way outside here and just keep going outside and inside and to the inside and to the inside, yeah? I don't know. Some things, my brain's not working right now, but maybe that's a possibility too. Anyways, I'm sure you guys will fill me in. You won't let me off the hook there, and that's okay, because I'm sitting in my tractor, having fun in the summer, playing with a new tool. I'm not complaining. Anyway, so I got more work to do, more learning to do, so I'm gonna get back to work and try to knock the rest of this out. But if you know what you're doing, or you wanna figure this tool out for yourself, go to our website, you'll get more information, pricing, you can place your order. And if you're looking for anything else for your tractor, for the front end loader or the 3-point hitch, we're happy to help you out. We ship all over the country every day of the week. And for just about every tool we sell, we have videos of it too, so you can get a close-up of it, see what it's all about, see it in action, see if it's the right tool for you, for your situation and your projects. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by, and until next time, stay safe. We'll see you soon.